Today, we'll be trying to solve murder mysteries generated by AI. Will they make any sort of sense? I guess we'll find out. So, I guess let's start her off smoothly. The poisoned wine. You're a detective who has been invited to a dinner party at the mansion of a wealthy businessman named Mr. Smith. He has invited 6 other guests. His wife, his son, his daughter, his lawyer, his accountant, and his doctor. You are seated at a round table with Mr. Smith and his guests. Each of you has a glass of wine in front of you. Mr. Smith proposes a toast to his success and happiness. Oh, okay, he's gonna die. He raises his glass and takes a sip of wine. Suddenly, he clutches his throat and falls to the floor dead. You quickly examine his body and confirm that he has been poisoned. You also notice that his glass of wine has a faint smell of almonds, which indicates the presence of cyanide. You suspect that one of the guests is the murderer, and that they poisoned Mr. Smith's wine when no one was looking. You decide to question each of them and find out their motives and alibis. Here are the statements of the 6 suspects. Mrs. Smith, the wife. I love my... I'm not going to do that. Mrs. Smith, the wife, said that she loved her husband very much. She would never kill him. She basically said nothing. She just said he's kind and they were always happy. Alright, cool. That means nothing. Mr. Smith Jr., son. I hated my father. He was a cruel and abusive man. He treated me like dirt. He never gave me any respect or affection. He always favored my sister over me. He was planning to cut me out of his will and leave everything to her. I have a motive to poison him, but I didn't do it. I was sitting next to him the whole time, and I never touched his glass. Alright, well that's kind of suspicious, obviously. Here's the thing though, I don't know if the AI is going to be like really obvious and just be like, yeah, it's the son. Or if it's just going to go absolutely haywire and just go like, oh yeah, it was like the milkman. He just came and he didn't really like the smell of the wine and decided to... Like, I guess we'll see. Alright. Mrs. Smith, the daughter. I loved my father, but I didn't agree with his business practices. He was a ruthless and greedy man. He exploited his workers and cheated his clients. He was involved in many illegal and unethical activities. He was under investigation by the authorities for tax evasion and fraud. I have a motive to poison him, but I didn't do it. I was sitting across him the whole time, and I never touched his glass. Okay. Here's my thing. Already, you'd think after hearing those motives from the son and the daughter, I'd be suspicious of them the most. But actually, I'm suspicious of the wife the most because the son and daughter were honest about the flaws of the person who died, Mr. Smith. But the wife pretended like everything was perfect, that the husband had no issues at all, no problems in any way. And that's suspicious. That's something you do when you're trying to cover the truth. So even though the son and daughter have a clear motive because of how they seem to describe their father, I'm actually suspicious of the wife because of the fact that the wife just pretends like there's no issues. So, hey, we'll see how this goes. I don't know if the AI is going to follow a proper logic, so guess we'll see. Alright, Mr. Jones, lawyer. I worked for Mr. Smith for 10 years as his lawyer. He was a loyal and trustworthy client. He paid me well, and he always followed my advice. He was not guilty of any crimes or wrongdoing. He was victim of false accusations and slander. I have no motive to poison him. That does make me obviously a little suspicious of the lawyer, because he was pretending like there was nothing wrong. But the guy's a lawyer, that's like his entire job anyway, so... Mr. Lee, accountant. I worked for Mr. Smith for 5 years as his accountant. He was a difficult and demanding client. I don't know why this client works like as a mafia member, but just bear with me. He paid me poorly and he always questioned my work. He was guilty of many crimes and wrongdoings. He manipulated his books and hid his income from the authorities. He owed me a lot of money for my services, but he refused to pay me. I have a motive to poison him, but I didn't do it. Okay. So the accountant's complaining about the guy again. So clearly Mr. Smith isn't the greatest of guys out here. And finally, Dr. Patel, doctor. I treated Mr. Smith for 2 years as his doctor. He was a healthy and fit man. He had no medical problems or allergies that could have caused his death by natural causes or accident. He was poisoned by someone who knew about his habit of drinking wine every night before dinner. I have no motive to poison him. Alright, there's a key clue here. He was poisoned by someone who knew about his habit of drinking wine every night. Here's the thing. The only person who would know about those habits would be a member of Mr. Smith's family. So that would actually make the lawyer and accountant seem pretty innocent, since they only work with the guy. They're not having dinner with them every single night. So they're not going to know about these small habits. This goes back to the wife being very, very suspicious now. Because not only is she pretending like there's nothing wrong, she would know about these small, intricate habits that her husband has. So, already, in my opinion, I think it's the wife. Can you figure out who killed Mr. Smith? Hint, the murderer is not telling the truth about their location during the toast. Okay, hold up, wait a second, I didn't actually consider the hint. The murderer is not telling the truth about their location during the toast. But, wait a sec, some of these characters didn't even explain or outline where they were. Like the wife. At no point does she mention where she was sitting. The only people who mentioned anything about their location was what? The son? Because he said he was sitting next to him the whole time. Which would be such a silly thing to lie, but I mean, you're literally making yourself look suspicious by saying that. So, I don't think it's the son. And then, the daughter also said she was sitting across him the whole time. Maybe she's lying there? Man, nah, AI is stupid, bro. I'm actually curious. Is there a logical... Because some of these characters are not mentioning locations. The lawyer never said any location. And the accountant never mentioned one either. Never mentioned a location. Neither did the doctor. So basically, it can't be... Oh my god, this hint, man. This hint sucks. Dang, do I listen to the hint or do I just go with my gut? I think either way, the workers are just ruled out here. I don't think it's the lawyer, accountant, or the doctor. Because they wouldn't know about the person's habits, and none of them listed a location anyway. That just leaves us with the son, daughter, and the wife. The son and daughter did list a location, and the wife didn't, but the wife is like clearly capping, man. I guess if I have to pick between a son and daughter, because if the hint is accurate, that means it has to be one of the people who actually talked about the location for them to not say the truth. Unless like this hint is just having terrible wording and is just saying that they didn't say the truth, as in they also could have just not said anything about the location. Because if that's the case, I'm just picking the wife. It's either the wife or the daughter, because I don't think the son would lie about sitting next to him the whole time. I don't know, man. The wife, it's just gotta be the wife, man. I'm just gonna go for the wife, I'm sorry. It's the wife. Okay! What? Wait. Okay, I am right. Let's go. But, wait a second. She lied about her location during the toast? She was not sitting next to her husband but across from him. Wait. She didn't say anything about that. What? She never said she was sitting anywhere. What? Okay, AI. Okay, ChatGPT. Alright. So let's see what actually happened according to this thing. She lied about her location during the toast. She was not sitting next to her husband, but across from him. She switched her glass of wine with his when he was not looking, and then pretended to drink from it. She had poisoned her own glass beforehand, knowing that he would take it. She killed him because she hated him too. He was abusive and unfaithful to her, and she wanted to inherit his fortune. You solved the murder mystery. Congratulations. Okay. Look, at least the motive we got perfect. The motive actually makes sense. I'm very happy about figuring that out. Because, I mean, it makes sense. Everyone else is complaining and then the wife's just pretending like there's no issues. Like, that is suspicious. It's just, like, this whole thing about the location is just, it's just waffle. It's just, like, random combinations of words. They mean nothing. She never said anything about a position. And because of that, the hint is useless too. We still got it right, but once again the AI is being stupid. But yeah, well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this type of stuff, these nonsensical stories, subscribe for more. I don't know what else to say.